The other day, I was asked if I would do a video of a 7 byte long knot. And here is the run list for a 15-part 7 byte Casa knot, which would be a 7 byte long knot. And so here is the run list. So you can take a screenshot of that. But in my book, Introduction to Turk's Head Knots, this book right here, on page 38, is a drawing of a 7-part 3 byte Casa knot. That is the start for tying a 15-part 7 byte knot. You tie a 7-part 3 byte, and then you enlarge it into an 11-part 5 byte, and then you enlarge it with process number 1 into a 15-part 7 byte. So I've got a 3/4 inch dowel. This is about 5/32 alum tanned latigo that's about a 1/16 thick, and the string's about 6 feet long. So we'll tie that using this drawing, and we go, and the first move is an under, so I just turn like that to get that under, so I don't have to drag the whole string through, and then over. That is what the first drawing is. And then the first directional arrow is under, over. So we go under, and over. Now we're going to turn, and we're going to go over, under 2, over. So we go over, under 2, and over 1. And that brings us back to our standing end. And it brings us back to our tracks. And with this knot, what you do going from right to left, you do the same sequence going from left to right. So it's over, under 2, over, just splitting our tracks. Now, our last sequence is we go under this outside bite to get into our tracks, and then it's just over 1, under 1, all the way back through, splitting your tracks. And that will finish the tying of our 7-part 3-byte Casa knot. And that's got us back to our standing end. And I'm going to do a little straightening here and move all of this over. So this will be our path of our laying tracks and splitting tracks to go to an 11-part 5-byte. And when you've got it spread out like this, I'm kind of a lay track, split tracks kind of a guy, and if you do that, you're following this. But if you're tying the knot by laying the strands where they're going to be in the finished knot, a lot of times you'll do the opposite of what's on this end, which is the same as following this end. But here we go. Under. Let me get my needle straight. I about put it in upside down. Under, over, under. And this knot will be about 2.5 inches long, so we want to have it spread out to where when we get done with our knot, the strands we're laying down now are about where they are when the knot's finished. Over, under, and out over that outside bight. I keep holding that needle upside down when I'm straightening. Over, under, over. Excuse me. And so we go out over, and then we come in over. And we're doing the same thing as this strand, or the opposite of this strand, whichever way you like to look at it. Over, under, over, two. No, over and then under two. So it's over, under, over. And then right here, we've got our under two. So we're going to go under two. And then over, under, and over that outside bight. And then we turn and come back in. And now we are just splitting our tracks. Here's our tracks. And we're going to stay on this edge. So over, under, over, under two. And then over, under, over. Now we're going to go under this outside bight to get inside of our tracks. And we'll just split our tracks going down with the over one, under one. Over, under, over, under. Over, under, over, under, and over that outside bight. Now we're back to our standing end, and that is tied our 11-part 5-bight casa knot. Now, using enlargement process number 1, we're going to raise it to a 15-part 7-bight. So we're following this, laying our tracks. So it's under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And then over, under, and out over that outside bight. And we're going to go come in over this outside bight, then under, over, under, and then we're going to go over one, under two, over, under, and outside that, over that outside bight. Okay, now we're going to split our tracks. We're going to come in over one, under one to get into our tracks. and then over one, under one, and then we're going to go over one, under two, over one, under one, and now we're over one, under one, and out over that outside bite. Okay, now we go under this outside bite to get inside of our tracks. And we go over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, pick up that under right there, go out over that outside bite. That brings us back to our standing end. So we go in right alongside of it to finish our knot. And that is our 15-part 7-bite Casa knot. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you will try tying this knot. Thank you for watching.